Hello everybody, welcome to the Braid and Tinker podcast. This is episode 40. This is a video cast all about knitting. My name is Melanie, and in this episode I will show you all that I have been knitting on. So Christmas is over. I'm kind of over it also. I haven't cleared away any of my Christmas decoration yet, but I will be doing so shortly, I think, because I'm a little bit over it and it makes the house super messy. Our Christmas tree has been leaving needles around everywhere. It's pretty much on the end of its life cycle, I would say. So yeah, it's that awkward stage between Christmas and New Year's Eve where you don't really have anything to do, which is great, but then you don't really have anything to do, which is, yeah, strange, but it's also good. It's a good moment for recharging and doing lots of knitting. So that's what I have been doing. First off, let's just dive right in. I don't have any hidden gems of Ravelry for this episode because I wanted to talk mainly about stuff that I got for Christmas. Sort of shameless, look what I got presents type thing. And I'm kind of working on an idea for the hidden gems of Ravelry for the next episode, and I haven't really fleshed it out yet, so that's coming. Let's talk about knitting. What was I knitting on? Oh yeah, so I've been knitting mainly on my Ginny cardigan, and I will show you that later. But I wanted to cast on a Christmas Eve cast on. That sounds weird, but anyway. And I didn't really have like a big thing planned that I wanted to do, but I had bought myself some, like a little yarny present, some yarn. I will show you that later as well. And I thought, oh, I could use that yarn to like make a headband or something. And I tried that and it kind of failed. It looked really weird and wonky. So I ripped it out and started again with just a bunch of scrap yarn. It turned into this headband, which is the Ingeborg. I don't know how Danish people pronounce the G, so you're just going to have to live with the Dutch pronunciation for that, I think. Ingeborg Headband, which is a pattern by PetiteKnit, and it is a brioche style headband, and then at the end you kind of make some stitches and cinch it at the top, and it is a super fast knit. I used some worsted yarn, Rowan's Pure Wool Superwash Worsted, and it is shade number 00190, and it kind of looks like eggplant or aubergine, that type of color. It's very nice, very warm, it's very comfortable. I really like it. I knit another one because I wanted a red one, so I knit this one. Unfortunately, one of my stitches got caught on my son's summer sandals that have Velcro on it. We have like this thing in our hallway where we just shove in, and yeah, apparently those summer shoes were still there and there was Velcro, and then like one of those stitches got caught on that, so it's a bit of a shame. But I wanted a red one because one of my favorite podcasts at the moment is the Chelsea Pearls podcast, from what's that, Chelsea Luxe yarn shop thing in New Jersey. And I love Christina and Miriam, and Christina was wearing like a red headband made out of Clinton Hill cashmere a couple of weeks ago, and I really like that red color. And Derek had some red alpaca yarn, scrap yarn, that he wasn't using anymore, and I was actually using it for Christmas decorations and for stockings and that type of thing. And I thought, oh, I have some left, I can knit a headband. I really also like this one, except that because it's alpaca, the thing with alpaca has hollow fibers when you're comparing it to sheep's wool, and that makes it a lot warmer to wear. And so stuff that is on your head that becomes really warm really fast can start to prickle a little bit. So I do actually find that this one, the Rowan Pure Wool one, is actually a bit more comfortable. But I do really like the red colour. The pattern, because it's brioche, but for some reason it wasn't using brioche abbreviations, so it didn't have like, usually in knitted patterns it'll have like BRK or bark or Burke for brioche knit, and this pattern didn't have it, so it was a little bit confusing because I didn't really understand what was going on at the beginning. But as soon as you do 2-3 rows, you are in the rhythm of it. And yeah, so these I knit. This was in a day, less than a day really. Then I started this one and it was finished the next day as well. So if you want to have like a quick pattern that uses worsted weight to use up a ton of scraps, that so you can make some sort of belated Christmas gifts, I think the Ingeborg pattern would be a really good idea, because it's just a headband. It's not a very expensive pattern, and I've already made 2 of them, so I feel like it's definitely worth it, value for money. Because the pattern uses worsted weight, you could use different types of yarn held together, maybe with some mohair. If you have some DK yarn, you can just hold it together. Yeah, basically anything you have, hold it together. And if you have like a bunch of scraps, it'll just knit right up, and you'll have like a fun headband, and you'll be like a hip Danish person who drinks coffee on the go. So cool. I wish I could be like that. Anyway, so I knit that. The sun is coming out, so obviously my entire lighting scheme is now ruined. Thank you, sun. But I'm also grateful because it's December. We don't really see the sun a lot here at the moment in the Netherlands. We have about 6 hours of daylight right now, which is not a lot, but we're going into the new year, so it will be better. I got this cup. I love Keep cups, and this is the metal thermal one. They just came out with it, I think, in November. They're super new, and I just love the pink one. I have been knitting away on my Ginny cardigan, and I was doing the sleeves first because I don't know, I hate doing sleeves, so I thought I'll do them first and get it out of the way. And I have 2 completed sleeves, so yay, super happy with that. So this is the Ginny cardigan pattern by Andrea Mowry, and I am modifying the heck out of it. I am knitting this out of Rauma Final Garn held together with mohair, which is not in the pattern, but I'm just doing that anyway. The pattern is for an all over textured style, and I'm not doing that either. The only thing that I'm doing is purl rows every 6 rows on the shoulders, and that's it in terms of texturing. I also modified the sleeves because for some reason I found them a bit tight. I think it's because I'm using a lighter weight yarn. It might have been a bit tighter on my magic loop needles. Anyway, I just did less decreases to make sure they are still comfortable, and I just kind of decreased, tried it on as I went along, and then put stitch markers in wherever I decreased, and then when I hit the next arm I left in the scrap yarn where you put the stitches on when you are separating for the sleeves, so that I could match them up quite perfectly, match up the stitch markers. Whoop. To see where I did my decreases, and they should be super similar, similar enough that you wouldn't notice if there is a small difference anywhere. My cuffs are completely different from the pattern. I believe, if I remember correctly, in the pattern you go down 1 needle size and do a 2x2 ribbing. I went down 2 or 3 needle sizes, and I'm doing a 1x1 ribbing because I like the look of that a bit more. And this yarn's going to be stretchy anyway, so I thought I might as well make it a bit tighter using the smaller gauge. So all of the modifications that I'm doing on this pattern, because yeah, let's face it, I'm making so many adjustments that it's not really the pattern as you buy it. I enjoy modifying patterns, and I've been knitting for quite a while, so I kind of know what I'm doing. That's not true. But yeah, I do write down in my Ravelry notes what I'm doing, so that if you see something that I've done that you like, you can just look that up and do that also. Okay, so yeah, I'm really, for this, I just need to knit the body as long as I can, for as long as I can bear it, because it'll be very boring, but it will be good television knitting, I think. We've been watching The Witcher on Netflix, and I'm really enjoying it. We've also been watching Terrace House because the new season came out. Also love that. We are very good usually with stuff on Netflix. We try and watch 1 episode per evening of the thing that we are currently watching, so we don't binge watch, so that we can sort of spread out the joy. Anyway, so lots of knitting on this, and then I need to do the shawl collar, which will be a lot of knitting as well. But at least I have the sleeves out of the way, and they're like long enough. So I hope I can make a good dent in this, because I think this is going to be a great cold weather cardigan. On Monday, I went out because I had kind of like a day to myself, and I went out to just kind of do some stuff. I went to the Asian food market and got boba pearls so that I could make my own homemade boba tea, and that was really delicious, by the way. And I did a bunch of stuff, and I also went to the yarn store and I got myself some Woolfolk. I got 2 different kinds. I got the Woolfolk Luft or Luft, which is this one. It's kind of like a cotton casing with yarn blown into it, apparently. You probably cannot see it on camera, but this is super soft. The color is I think it's L7. It doesn't say anything else. Oh yeah, here we go. The color is L7. It's a grey one. I got 2 of these, and it's really soft, and I have no idea what this is going to be yet. But it was more of a treat yourself type thing. I also got this yarn, the Woolfolk Fletter, which is a really weird crinkly yarn. It's also very soft. It looks like, do you remember in the 80s you had those like tongs and you could crimp your hair and it would look really weird? That's kind of, it looks like someone attacked a sheep with one of those and then turned it into yarn. And this color is Fletter 18. color 18. And yeah, so this is the yarn in which I first tried to make this headband, and it didn't work out because this yarn is so textured. You could not see the brioche texture on the headband, and that was kind of what I was going for, so I writ it out. I do think this is really good material for a headband. It is very warm and squishy and soft, but just not a brioche headband. So I might do a different style with this. I'm not quite sure yet, but I have this one, and I have one caked up that is downstairs. So that was Christmas presents for myself. And also something else, but that kind of goes together with something else, so I'll show that later. I also got this amazing project bag that was handmade by Derek's mum. So thank you, Liz. And I think it's really, really nice. She does, what's this called again? A lot of quilting. She does a lot of quilting. And so she made this project bag with a quilted design on it. I think it looks absolutely fabulous. Really, really great. So super happy with that. Definitely going to go in use. Then I also got, so with my family and with Derek's family, we always do Secret Santa, which in effect comes down to you really only have to buy 2 presents for the adults. Like we keep the kids out of it because we just all buy presents for the kids on my side of the family. But for like grown-ups, we do Secret Santa, which kind of is been amazing because I mean, obviously I buy a present for Derek. Multiple presents, but it's really good because you don't have to buy a bunch of stuff for people where you're not really sure what they want or that kind of thing. We do like an online drawing of names, and then people can fill out their wish list, and it's really, really good. So this year one of Derek's brothers' girlfriends had me, and she got me this cup because I wanted it and it's pink, and she also got me this book, Modern Heritage Knits, and it is by Christina Danny, and it's really, really nice. Let me just show you. One is like this lace top made out of linen. I think this is linen yarn, could be cotton. I think this would be great in a linen for summer. It looks really, really pretty. Then we have this cardigan, which I think is amazing. Looks really, really nice. Oh, this cardigan, which I really, really love as well. Really good book, and have been really enjoying flipping through this. I definitely will make some of that. Then Derek got me a couple of balls of this from Camarose. It's called, so an A with an O on top is an O, so it's, I guess, Monostrola. Please don't shoot me for my butchering of whatever Scandinavian language that was. It is a very interesting baby alpaca yarn with some polyester, and it's got a little sparkle in it. So it's the same sort of weight as a as like a mohair. So you could use this as a mohair doubling. So I got about 8 of them, so I can definitely knit this in a sweater. And it's got glitter in it, so it's like a glittery mohair, which is fabulous. And they have all these really, really nice muted colours, gold tones, mauve, camel, powder puff, and then this one, which is a light brown. Lisa Brun. It is colour number 9024. Really, really like this. So I got that. And then I also got this leather DPN holder from Jawohl, which is a yarn store in Rotterdam. and it was made by a company called Beleefje Verbeelding. So what would that translate to? Sort of shape your imagination. And it has the Jawohl stamp in here as well. And this company uses leather offcuts that are from, I believe, and I might be remembering this wrong, but I believe they are offcuts from furniture suppliers. So they make chairs and couches and that kind of stuff, and then they have offcuts, and then this lady makes these leather goods for knitting supplies and cases and that kind of thing. So yeah, super happy with this. And then I wanted to have some nice DPNs to go with it, so I bought myself these Knit Pro Zings in 2.5 millimeters, because for some reason, like, I like to knit my socks on 2.25 millimeters when I'm doing them magic loop, but for some reason I knit quite a bit tighter when I am knitting with DPNs, so I thought I would just get a 2.5 millimeter one. And yeah, so these now live together. I need to cast on some new socks, but I need to finish some of the ones that I've been working on, and they're still downstairs, but don't tell anybody. And then for my Secret Santa with my family at home, my sister had me, there's a little piece of fluff, and she got me this wonderful skein of Manos del Uruguay, and the color is Mango Berry, and isn't that pretty? And it's so super fluffy. This is about 800 meters, so this is a very thin single ply yarn. It is you can hold it double where to knit it with a regular single ply, I would say. So that was it. That was all my Christmas stuff. I would love to hear how your Christmas went, and yeah, just drop it in the comments below. I appreciate that these videos where I'm holding up stuff that I got is not everybody's cup of tea, so I apologize for that, but also, yeah, it's Christmas, so yay. I will be back in the new year, because I don't see myself recording another video before January 1st. So I hope everybody has a very good end of year experience, and I will see you again in 2020. Bye!